Yes, guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Brewers YouTube channel. Let's go through our post-match reactions to that 2-2 draw against Port Vale. I think we've all got to start off with the first goal. I think his name was Ethan Archer. I think they just recently signed him. His free kick at the start, I think it's a bit 50-50. I didn't go to the game, I watched it on TV. Maybe it was different from the live perspective. But from what I saw from Bradley Collins, I think he could have done a lot more better. Obviously, as I said, free kicks 50-50, it's either going on or not, or you have the time to save. And it was definitely in the right position, to get across it. But I think he reacts to it very slowly than what he could have done. I think he could have reacted to it much more better. But as I said, I'm not a goalkeeper, so I can't really say anything to that. But it was a frustrating start. Before that, we kind of looked like the better team. But after that goal for Vale, they kind of just turned it around. There was lots of parts of the game where we just seemed to be the better team. We dominated in certain aspects of the game. And then we obviously get the equaliser through a slashing Redmond corner and a back heel from Beasley, which what the technique for the goal, a brilliant goal. Throughout the game we had a lot of corners and they weren't great. It was just the one lucky corner, and obviously Beasley was there to put it away. And then 3 minutes later we conceded again, which could have been avoidable. Bradley Collins was not having a great game again. So looking at it on the TV, was it avoidable? I think the defensive approach to the side of things, especially the corners, were very poor. But oh well. Then obviously second half kicks off again, and Beasley gets his goal again. The second goal. We start the second half kind of well, and we seem to be knocking on the door a lot more than we do in the second half than we did in the first half. And we can't keep relying on second half performances where first half we're doing really, really bad to what we're doing in the second half, where first half we're doing really, really poor, and then second half we're coming out much better than we did in the first half. We can't be doing that, because the next game is West Ham at home. You would have thought, okay, so Vale away, sorry. It's a winnable game. It's a game we have to win. On paper, we look like we can win the game, but we look like we want to go down as well. That's two teams that are most likely going to be going down this season. I don't see us after that game. I don't see us staying up. Defensively, rapport. Obviously, we need to get Delap and Moon back as soon as possible. Let's throw a heart back as soon as possible, especially since it's West Ham next. Midfield wise, I don't know how George Evans even had 90 minutes. I really don't see. Koulibaly in the first half, absolutely amazing. By far the better midfielder out of him and Evans. How Evans had the 90 minutes, I don't know. Then obviously second half, we're just the better team. We are 100% the better team. I think Loftus was definitely having a shot there instead of pass it to Beasley. But luckily Beasley got onto the end of it. It was a lucky hit for Beasley. Very easy, very lucky goal. But I'm just really not happy with that performance. I just don't know how you look at that performance and think we're still going to stay up. Maybe when our injuries come back, maybe we'll do somewhat better like we did last season. But I was hoping to see Miller's come on, even if it's just for 5-10 minutes. I think everyone can agree with me and say Tyree Shield was man of the match for us. He was basically everywhere on that pitch. He was running around, running for the ball. He was doing everything he could, and that was probably one of his best games he's ever had for us. what a player he is. Obviously, we know this is the last 6 months he's going to be having at Burton Albion. We know for a fact he's going to be gone in the summer. Probably the same with Jake Beasley, and probably a lot of players are going to not be here. It'd be nice to keep Beasley for next season, but I don't see it. Apparently, there's a lot of talk that he's going to be staying for the next season. Do I see it? No. Tyree Shade, obviously, he's definitely going to be gone. I think in that game you are missing a Kekashtraki or something like that, you know. Obviously, I don't think he was on the bench, so I'm guessing he's injured. Obviously, Kalanosis has gone back out on loan again. Happy about that now. I think Kalanosis is a player that we could really use in these kind of games where bottom of the table, you're looking for a player like not that Jake Beasley, like Tyree Shade, who can come onto that pitch, make a difference. Kalanosis can make a difference, he really can. But unfortunately, he's been sent back out, and again, I definitely see him leaving at the end of the season, because it's clear that Bowyer doesn't have him in his plans. So, you know, another news as well with Gary Bowyer. Whether we go down or not, regardless of that, the club back him. I'm happy to hear that, you know, but I'm not happy to see how late we make these substitutions. You know, you're 2-2 against bottom of the table. You're the better team. I mean, we hit the post twice. Well, we hit the crossbar twice. They hit the bar once with that Wayne guy. That Wayne guy, that I don't know his first name. I think it's Paul Wayne. He had a great game. Luckily, he didn't, you know, do more. But in those kind of games, you kind of need to make your subs pretty early. I mean, God, Malife definitely looked a little bit injured in the last 5 minutes. He was staying up more upfield because he knew he would be able to get back in time with his injury. So hopefully that doesn't affect him for the West Ham game. I mean, it was a very dirty game. I think we only had about 3 or 4 yellow cards. And I think Vale had about 2+ yellow cards as well. So it was a very dirty game. Obviously, you know, the pitch conditions are very poor. But, no excuse. Would I have probably started Dudek in that game? Maybe. I mean, Collins has been a bit shaky recently. I would have probably gave Dudek a game. Dudek's definitely, you know, he's a good goalie. He definitely will be a good goalie soon come in his future. Obviously, if Collins doesn't, you know, sign for us permanently in the summer, then I definitely see Dudek being the #1 goalkeeper. I mean, I don't see him as a play for Burton again. I don't see that. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't go out on loan. But defensive-wise, it's very poor for my defence. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. You know, I always like to see what you guys have to say. But getting to West Ham game, you know, if this was a few months ago, I would have said to you, I think we can have a really good game. I think we can give West Ham a very good game. I think right now they're 2-0 up in their game in the Premier League, so not looking great, but it's, you know, we're expected to lose anyway. But with how results have gone in the last 5 games, I don't even see us, you know, getting a sniff of the goal against West Ham. I don't see it. But, you know, I think we've got a week off now to the West Ham game. I don't think we have a midweek game. I might be wrong. So, yeah, as I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like the content, like, comment and subscribe. You know, let's try and hit 100 subscribers before the end of the year. So, yeah, obviously the next game will be West Ham at home. If any more Burton Albion news comes out, you'll be the first one to know about it. See you in the next video.